Hei ho, folkens, og velkommen tilbake til en ny video, tilbake til spillet Draugen. Forrige episode så har vi funnet ut at det er mystiske ting som skjer på denne plassen her. Så jeg må finne ut hvor søstre til han fyren jeg er blitt av, om han er blitt drept, bortført, eller hva annet. Det må jeg finne ut, selvfølgelig. Etter det vi så på slutten i forrige episode, så vi en fyr som hang. Og selvfølgelig gitt han en fin begravelse, eller fin og fin. Derfor går han begravelse og slapp å henge der hele tiden.
This is her room.
Yep.
Are you paying attention? Ruth. Can you imagine? One moment you're living a perfectly happy life, and then nothing. Darkness. Forever and ever. Maybe there's something here that can tell us what happened to her.
This is a waste of my time.
We might be the only ones left to tell her story, Edward.
Der vel kirken ikke tar feil.
Ruth was an artist.
This is very primitive.
Have you ever met a child, Edward? She wasn't Monet, she was 8. This must be the village church. That's Ruth and her family on one side of the aisle, Simon and his father on the other.
The community divided.
Splitter samfunn, altså. Så på skattejakt eller noe sånt.
She found something.
Where's that supposed to be?
A cave.
8 millioner.
Or the...
Fine.
Gruven.
Could be. But what did she find?
something important enough to draw.
Så jeg må grå til gruven, sier jeg. Gå til gruven for å finne ut om de kan finne den skatten. Om det er hva slags type skatt det er, det må vi selvfølgelig finne ut.
It looks like this box under her desk.
Really?
Plukk det opp og
Let me
se.
see. Pull it out.
Men det er en del av skatten, kanskje? Eller noe annet? La oss se.
What is this?
I believe this might qualify as actual treasure.
Is that Norwegian money?
Sort of, but ancient. Viking coins.
Are they valuable?
Not in terms of monetary.
Tenk på dukken.
Historically.
Det var denne her
Belong
på.
in a museum.
Looks like Ruth had her own private museum.
Ja.
Wait, the pin on the doll.
This is
Det
where
var det
it
jeg
came
tenkte.
from. Her collection.
Jepp.
But where did she find these treasures?
If we're to believe her drawing,
I
perhaps the
gruven.
mine.
Det var det jeg
She may
tenkte.
have found a gravesite. Wherever she found them, she wanted to keep them hidden.
You think someone found out?
These items wouldn't necessarily be worth much, except to a historian or archaeologist.
What if this is how... I mean, if someone learned she'd been collecting treasures, they might be willing to do terrible things.
Det jeg også tenkte på her.
Ruth was troubled. The village was troubled, and... Is that a bell?
The church bell. Someone's here. Maybe
What?
Betty.
Why would Betty ring the church bell?
Perhaps she's in trouble. I need to get to the church right now.
La oss gå.
Isn't it more likely to be the person you saw the other night? We should be
I told
careful.
you, I'm not sure that was anything. Come on.
Go ahead. I'll catch up with you before you get there. I need a minute to think about...
Ok. Det er jo tåke da, men hvis det ikke har vært tåke, så var det fantastisk utsikt. Allerede så er det flott da. Eneste grunn til å ringe med bjellene er å tiltrekke seg folk, om det er noen folk igjen, utenom oss, som er ute av hverandre. Fantastisk da, spillet altså.
God is not here.
Well, of course he isn't. You won't find God in a church. God is the wind in the trees, the grass between your toes, the brook that runs
That's
through...
nature, not God.
Jeg kan jo, hvorfor det er plankene dekket til her da? Rop, ok, skal vi rope?
Hello? I heard the bell.
This is giving me
I'm
the
here to help.
heebie-jeebies.
These boards look flimsy enough to break.
Skal vi prøve oss å brekke oss gjennom her da? Ta i kraften nå. Ok, det trekte ikke mye kraft her, virker sånn. I forhold til den der døren til butikken.
Look at that. The Ethel becomes an Edward. I didn't think you had it in you, old fruit.
Be quiet. Lizzie. Look,
Hanskene til Lizzie. Det virker sånn i alle
they
fall.
are definitely Betty's.
Oh, for
She got
Pete's
these
sake.
in Boston before she left for New York. She bought them at Woolworth. I remember the day She's here.
Where? And why would she leave her clothes lying around? It doesn't make
Breadcrumbs.
sense.
She's sending me a message. She knew I'd recognize her gloves, her hat. She's left a trail for me to follow, like Ariadne's red thread.
We're not in a
Betty will
labyrinth.
have left more crumbs.
Betty. You're turning into such a pill.
Må lese litt grann her.
The church book. A record of births and deaths.
So we can find out what happened to the people in the village?
And, Elizabeth. I mean, if she was dead...
Her name would be in the book.
Ja. La oss finne ut her.
Vandals. Tore it to pieces.
I don't think the missing pages left the church. Look.
Det papiret fra den boka.
How many pages are missing?
I counted 4.
They're probably all still here. I know. Let's make it a competition. 1-0 to Team Me.
Enda en sånn argument.
I wanted you to find that one. I know what a rotten loser you are. Jesus looks sad.
What reason would Jesus have to be happy?
Don't be blasphemous.
Given that this is all fiction, blasphemy is a contradiction.
Heretic.
Det hun da.
Doing? We're in a church.
I thought you didn't believe in God.
I do believe in civility.
Høflighet, ja.
You found another one? Just one more page missing.
En mangler. For dette.
What's that?
The last sermon that was held here.
What does it say?
The vicar's handwriting is hard to decipher, and the language. He talks about the village being divided for 20 years. This sermon was held on the anniversary of the accident this past summer. He's asking the congregation to help heal old wounds, to forgive, move on. Something to the effect of, you sit in separate aisles in God's house.
Like Ruth's drawing. I told you, she was perceptive.
Det er forbannelsen.
Here's something else. Many of you believe Grovik was cursed 20 years ago. God has not cursed you. This curse is of your own making.
Ruth's drawing mentioned a curse. What do you think that means?
It means they believed they were cursed, and that they needed something or someone to blame for their misfortune.
Found another one. You get it. It's right here.
Ah, ja, ok.
2 for 2. A tie. Good job, Teddy, old bean.
Lucy. This is not a game. Betty's out there.
Oh, horse feathers. Stop being so gosh darn tedious, Edward.
Det er som en...
Bitty. Will you ever shut up about your precious Betty? Put those pages back in the book, and I'll stop trying to cheer you up.
Det var det jeg skulle si, at de skal sette papirene opp i boken her, tenker jeg.
This book goes back years. It lists births and deaths. Here's the 3rd Fretland brother. The one who died in the cave-in. Someone added the word for Banelson, probably quite recently.
What does that mean again?
Curse. That word is all over this book. Not just the men who died in the mine, but other deaths in the last 20 years.
Ruth's drawing and the sermon both mentioned a curse. What do you think it means?
Fredrik Flatland.
There were surprisingly few births. Look here. Ruth Elsa Fretland. She was buried in the cemetery. And the next entry, Simon Fretland. Now this is interesting.
Simon is dead? Oh, that's dreadful.
He drowned the day after Ruth died. Probably no coincidence. See what's scribbled next to it?
Mord?
Murder.
Who killed him? Ruth's father? Or the mob that trashed the store?
It doesn't say.
Drukning.
After the children, a half-dozen deaths in a single week.
The curse.
It's listed as the cause for every single death.
Maybe there really was a curse.
Primitive superstition. But something changed after Ruth and Simon. It might explain why there's no one around.
Edward, if it killed everyone, how's that not a curse? What does that word say? Next to those names at the bottom. For
Traitor.
Ja.
Edward? What's wrong?
Rysninger?
There's no name. Alice, what if...
Oh, Edward, no.
Betty,
It doesn't mean she's...
she's not dead. She can't be. I'd know. I'd know.
Teddy.
I need to see the grave for myself. It's not Betty. Betty's still alive.
Teddy? Where are you going?
Kom med meg da.
Don't leave me!
Kom. Ah,
Edward!
kom, vi skal gå ut. Du trenger ikke være alene. Du. Kom, så går vi ut. Ja, hvordan kan vi finne ut hvilken grav vi... Må vi se gjennom alle? Er det sånn å forstå, kanskje?
I don't see it.
Hva er dette for noe? Ja, du ser jo en spade, altså.
It's unmarked.
What are you doing?
Skal vi virkelig gjøre
Have you
dette?
gone completely mad? Edward, stop it!
Wow.
Thank God. It's not her. It's not Betty. It's not her.
Det er i hvert fall bra,
Oh, Edward.
Men still,
What have you done?
grav opp en grav.
It's not Elizabeth. I was so afraid.
You're a monster.
But I had to be sure. If Betty...
To hell with your Betty! When did she ever shed a tear for you?
Don't talk about my baby sister
Or
like
what? Or what, Edward? What will you do? Ignore us? Banish us? You've spent your entire life chasing her. When are you going to do something useful with what's left of it?
Quiet! Just leave me be.
Fine.
Lizzie?
What the...
Alice?
Figment of the imagination?
Don't leave me alone. Please. Come back. I need you.
Still, dette her ble bare mer og mer freaky, altså. Wow. Oh.
I was afraid you'd left me.
Hva i alle dager du kanskje...
Listen to me. No!
Hva som skjer? Nå tenker jeg deg om. Hun bærte ikke opp av kofferten. Jeg gjorde det. Jeg så rodde båten. Det er jeg som begravla han fyren. Jeg gjør alt her. Men jeg har ikke sett når hun gjør noe.
Lizzie, please listen to me. I didn't mean what I said.
Of course you meant it.
Det
Everything's
er
always
noe
about
mystisk her.
Betty.
I care about you both.
Until it really matters. Then it's obvious who matters more.
I thought she was dead.
I wish she was!
Don't.
You deserve to be alone.
Please. Talk to me.
What's
Kom
there
igjen.
to talk about?
You can't keep running away from me.
Jeg trenger deg.
You think you own me? That you control me? That you get to decide how I feel and what I do every minute of every day? That I'm your puppet, your little plaything? Well, fuck you, Edward Charles Harden! I never should have come here with you on this pointless chase!
Now, be reasonable. Alice. No. No.
Åh. Jeg så ikke opp på der. What? What? Jeg tror jeg har en sånn liten cliffhanger her. Jeg tror det er et sånn greit sted å avslutte episoden på. Kanskje ikke akkurat det beste punktet å avslutte på, men jeg tror det er lurt for min del å avslutte akkurat denne delen av denne videoen fra nå. Jeg skal i hvert fall fortsette det videre til neste gang. Jeg kommer til å fullføre spillet i en sånn let's play av dette, så du må bare vente til neste uke for å se mer av spillet. Så hvis du er ny til kanalen, så må du selvfølgelig abonnere. Den var kommet til å trykke på tommelen opp, og sette den så pris på oss. Og til neste gang, folkens, så snakkes vi da. Hei ho!
Yo, listen up, here's a story about a little guy that lives in a blue world. And all day and all night and everything he sees is just blue like him, inside and outside.